Why does Pinterest SEO matter? How do you find the right keywords? Is there a perfect pin title formula? These are the things that we're talking about today, so settle in. Last week, we talked about building your Pinterest foundation, your board, your vibe, your brand, your profile. This week, we're adding to that foundation and we're talking about the thing that sets Pinterest apart. It's the thing that makes Pinterest work. It is Pinterest SEO. If your pins are not being seen, it's not your visuals, it's not the pin itself, most likely. It is probably keywords or lack of keywords or lack of the right keywords. Mastering Pinterest SEO doesn't have to be scary or hard. It just takes a few simple things that you need to understand. And this is what we're talking about today as part of Marketing Monday's Foundations of Pinterest series. If you missed last week's video, make sure you go back and watch that. And also make sure to subscribe to this channel. I really believe it takes a village, and I am so glad that you're here with me. Next week, we'll be continuing the Foundations of Pinterest series by talking about what to pin and how to take your keywords and turn them into your Pinterest marketing strategy. Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Bourbon, author, writing coach, book cover designer, founder of WriterSpark Academy courses. And every Marketing Monday, I help authors grow long-term visibility. And today we are diving into Pinterest's search engine and how that really works. So your pins get discovered by the right readers. Now, this is a quick overview. If you want to dig in deeper, make sure you check out Pinterest Power for Authors, the online self-paced course where we get much more into the nitty-gritty. Okay, why does SEO matter on Pinterest? I like to think of Pinterest as Google's sort of artsy cousin. Every pin you create is a searchable post, and when you use the right keywords, Pinterest knows exactly who to show that pin to. So, for example, if you write cozy mysteries, you want your pins to appear when someone searches Best Cozy Mystery Series or Tea and Books Aesthetic or Fall Reading List. Having your pins show up on Pinterest is not about chance. Pinterest isn't out there guessing randomly what kind of content you or the other 500 plus million monthly Pinterest users out there might want to see. It is reading your pin title. It is reading your description and your board names and your profile. And it's using that information to decide where you belong and who might want to see your pins and your content, which means it all comes down to strategy. How do you find keywords? That's a question I get all the time. Well, let's talk about my favorite free keyword trick. The easiest, quickest way to get some keywords that apply to your books, the things that you write, is to go to Pinterest's search bar and type in a phrase. So let's say I type in romance books. See all of the suggestions that drop down? That is Pinterest telling you what people are actually searching for. So start using those keyword phrases. I might guess, oh, romance books to read in 2026. That seems pretty logical. Romance books with grumpy sunshine trope. I don't know, maybe not quite so probable because that doesn't seem like a really popular trope. But romance books in a small town, that seems pretty popular. But the way that you check for sure is to enter romance books or whatever genre you write into that search bar and see what comes up. These are your keyword like gold mines. Write them down, save them, use them over and over. Put them as naturally as possible in your pin title, in your pin description, in your board title, and even in the way that you name your image. It really is that simple. Okay, the other thing I want to touch on is the perfect pin title formula. I do have a formula that I find to be really pretty effective. All you do is take a keyword phrase and then add a benefit or a promise to it. So, keyword phrase plus a benefit or a promise. For example, I could say Cozy Mystery Series, you'll want to binge this fall. Cozy Mystery Series is my keyword phrase that you'll want to binge this fall. That is my promise to the reader, to the pinner, the person who's searching. Pinterest marketing for authors, get seen in 2026. Pinterest marketing for authors is my keyword phrase. And the benefit I'm offering is that these strategies that I'm going to share are going to get your pins seen in 2026. It's pretty simple. So keyword phrase, plus the promise or the benefit. Use those to create your searchable Pinterest titles. When I first started kind of digging into Pinterest, I had a pin that simply said free checklist, and I didn't have a optimized description or title. Wasn't helpful, didn't get seen. Of course, later, when I learned more about Pinterest and SEO, I changed it to author marketing checklist, grow your audience with Pinterest. And my clicks jumped like 300% in a couple of weeks. All I did was add clear keywords and context. That is the power of Pinterest SEO. You also want to optimize your boards. I mentioned boards last week. You need, as an author, 5 to 7 pillar boards that represent your core content and what types of pins you post. SEO is really important on these boards too. Pinterest uses the titles and the descriptions to understand sort of your entire account. And this helps them determine, again, who to show your pins to, who to show your boards to. Instead of, say, writing stuff, name a board writing tips for fiction authors, because that is actually a keyword phrase, something that somebody might type in there. Instead of pretty covers, try cozy mystery book covers readers love. We've got keywords in there. And we have a promise actually in there too. Instead of romance books, get specific. Try enemies to lovers romance books. After you have your title, you do want to take the time to add a description with a few of those keywords as well. It only takes 2 or 3 sentences, and this extra little context helps Pinterest place you in the right search results. Okay, your action steps for this week. I want to help you master Pinterest SEO, so here's a to-do list for you. First, make a list of 10 keywords your ideal reader might search for. What would they type into that search bar? You start typing in there and see what comes up. That's how you're going to start finding keywords. Number 2 is to update 3 of your pins with keyword-rich titles and descriptions. And number 3 is to rename at least one board to be clear and searchable with those keywords or keyword phrases, and that means the title of the board and the description of the board. Do these 3 things, and in a couple of weeks, you'll start seeing Pinterest taking notice and your pins starting to show more frequently. Pinterest is not an overnight success type of a place. It takes time to build. They need to do their crawling and find those keywords and start figuring out who to show those pins to. So you got to be patient and understand it's a long game. But if you start optimizing, you will see the results. Now, again, there's an entire module on this in Pinterest Power for Authors, the online self-paced course. So if you're feeling the potential of Pinterest in your marketing strategy, and I hope that you are, check out the course. It will change everything for you, truly. That link is below. I hope you have a slightly better understanding of how Pinterest SEO works. Again, this was a quick overview, but please hit like this video and subscribe to this channel for Marketing Mondays and also Craft Thursdays. And share this channel with your writing besties because, again, as I said earlier, it does take a village. We are all part of the same village. Next week, I'm going to show you how to take your keywords and use them to create click-worthy pins. The goal is to turn Pinterest searchers into your readers. Remember to grab my free pin signal checklist. That link is below. It shows you exactly how to optimize your pins for maximum visibility. Until next time, happy writing and happy pinning.
Ain't never needed Poppy's blessing, no. You need keep working just to get it, though. I know she carried your whole world.